Joined by the House Judiciary Committee Chairman, Congressman Bob Goodlatte of Virginia. Mr. Chairman, good to have you with us. Let me first ask you for your evaluation. You've already moved forward 4 elements, standalone bills, the Ag Act, which is the Agricultural Guest Worker Program, the Legal Workforce Act, which is E-Verify, employer verification of those hired, the Skills Visa Act for high-skilled immigration, which isn't even being discussed on the other side of the Hill, and the SAFE Act. How confident are you that we're going to see sensible reform emerge from the House and the Senate this year?
Well, I feel very good about it. The SAFE Act that you mentioned last deals with something that is not being dealt with in the Senate in any significant way, and that is interior enforcement. 35 to 40% of the people who are unlawfully present in the country entered legally. So fixing the border is certainly part of our agenda in the House, but that doesn't cover the problem, because once you're in on a student visa, visitor visa, business visa, visa waiver, and you don't have interior enforcement involving state and local government, involving other measures that prohibit the president from basically flipping a switch and not even enforcing aspects of our immigration laws, as happens today, you're not addressing the problem. So Senator Cruz made some good points in the remarks you just broadcast, and we're attempting to go in a very different direction in the House, where we solve these problems as we address the overall immigration situation.
Your incremental approach, and I should point out that you and Congressman Trey Gowdy leading the way on the SAFE Act, is taking on the issues that matter most. They are the elemental, the foundation issues, if you will, of illegal immigration into this country. And it's and at this point, how confident are you that you're going to have the leadership support and the support of the House?
We think that we have gotten a very good response from our rank-and-file members in the House and our leadership on the step-by-step approach that we're taking, and I feel very good about producing good, solid legislation that addresses these problems before we jump to the conclusions about what kind of legal status should be given to people who are not legally present in the United States. So we're going to start that process in terms of markups very soon. We'll have an announcement on that very soon, and we're going to pursue it aggressively, but we don't feel like we're bound by a timetable. We feel like we're bound by getting it right.
And getting it right involves, for your committee, obviously the NSA. You've been briefed up on what is going on there, the leaker, Edward Snowden. I'd like to get your characterization, if you will, of what has occurred and what is occurring, and this young man and his role. And I'd also like to hear, tomorrow you're going to have a classified meeting with Robert Mueller, the head of the FBI. Essentially, what you're... I'm sorry?
Actually, we had the classified briefing yesterday with the Deputy Director of the FBI, the Deputy Attorney General, and the Deputy Director of the National Security Agency, and we had a few hundred House members present for the briefing which I conducted. But tomorrow we'll be on the record with the Director of the FBI. And so while there will be some things that are classified that he will not be able to discuss, I think it will be an opportunity for him to answer questions from members about the scope of the authority of the FBI under the laws as they are written, including the Patriot Act, and to explain how these programs work or do not work to apprehend terrorists and others that are obviously people that we want to have out of circulation, who are great risks in our society. And then the Congress is going to have to weigh that against the obvious increased knowledge that the public has, and a lot of members of Congress now have, about the information that the government has gathered so that they can investigate these matters and whether they are indeed protecting innocent U.S. citizens from violations of their constitutional rights.
You know, and Mr. Chairman, I want to apologize for saying that it was classified. I thought it was. It is an open hearing, obviously, as you say, and to my delight, because we want to see and hear as much as possible of what is happening. But one
That's
of the
right.
conundrums that surely faces you and all of those leading investigations and seeking to understand and to govern this massive organization we call the federal government, there has to be an understanding that the agencies we trust most in this country are the United States military and those who are, if you will, at the point of the spear in intelligence and covert operations. And then there's the rest of the government right now, and it's a strange time. We don't trust Congress. Every poll shows so. We trust our troops. We don't trust the president. The polls say so. We're talking about a president who's underwater with his approval ratings now. We don't trust our leadership. 71%, according to the latest Fox News poll, 71% says this is the best we can do. And in the midst of this, we have these folks, whether it's the State Department, whether it is the Justice Department, whom we rely on for so much. And you'll be talking one of the principal leaders of the Justice Department, the head of the FBI. I mean, we're caught in a difficult conundrum right now. And it seems to me a treacherous time, and it's not a play on words, I assure you. A treacherous time for all of you who are in charge of governing this great country.
Well, that's absolutely true. When you look at the Benghazi scandal, you look at the IRS investigation of various conservative groups, Tea Parties, and we find far, far more array of groups that were targeted for special investigation by the IRS. When you look at the use of, I would argue, extra attention for reporters who are reporting the news, AP, the Fox News reporter who's the chief Washington correspondent and yet treated like a common criminal in the warrant that was sought to get his emails.
And we should point out he was treated that way by an FBI agent, remember the Justice Department, and
approved
a federal
by the Attorney
judge.
General. And approved by the Attorney General.
Absolutely.
The federal judge actually apologized a few weeks ago, right after the Attorney General testified, because he realized that what he had approved and sealed, he'd kept sealed for an additional 18 months longer than he'd agreed to. And I think he probably realized when all of these scandals broke, he had forgotten to do that. So that actually helped us to advance our investigation considerably.
Chairman,
but it's the job of the Congress and the Judiciary Committee to take the necessary steps to look into this newest matter, and the others, of course, but this newest matter to find out what we need to do to increase the trust of the American people in their military, in their intelligence gathering, in the FBI, because they do have to do their jobs, but they have to do them right. If the rules need to be changed and the oversight needs to be changed, we should be prepared to do it.
Congressman, we appreciate it so much, and good luck tomorrow at the open hearing with the FBI Director, Robert Mueller. Good to have you with us.
Thank you, Lou.
Chairman Bob Goodlatte of the House Judiciary Committee. Up next, Colorado.